Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's been a while since we talked about football slash soccer in a while, simply because I personally was taking a break. It was just too much of soccer, I would say. And even the the World Cup, again, it was just too much. I don't think it was needed. It has to be too much for the players too. And then we had a great tournament with the National League. That was a great tournament. Ronaldo got another trophy. Congrats to him. Apparently, him winning that trophy, he was in the talk of Ballon d'Or. What a PR can do. Besides that point, there's been a lot of transfer. I mean, there's been big transfer. So we're gonna talk about the transfers, and then we're gonna talk about how this season we think is gonna go. So we're gonna start with La Liga. With La Liga, we're gonna start with Barcelona. For Barcelona, I guess the biggest blow it would be that Ter Stegen is out again. I mean, there's a lot of controversy over there. Ter Stegen, it seems like the club doesn't know exactly what to do with Ter Stegen. He's been there a while. If his wage was out of the books, that would really help them, with their financial problems. But he doesn't want to leave, and his contract is until 2028. And he just recently got hurt again. He just had a back surgery last season. He was out most of the season. He came back, and he started feeling pain again. And he said the only way to fix that is to do another back surgery. So he did another back surgery. He's going to be out for another 3 months, I believe. And Barcelona is trying to find a way to just kind of. It seems like they're trying to kick him out, and he's not having it. Okay, and the German Federal Association, they're also backing up Ter Stegen. They're kind of like, yo, just let the guy recover. Also, there's a dispute about Ter Stegen not sharing his medical records. But they got a new goalkeeper. And I mean, the guy's good, but like, is he Ter Stegen good? We'll find out this season. So they got a new goalkeeper, and then the biggest one was that the transfer for Nico William. Nico William basically said no to Barcelona, and I'm not sure he said no because Atletico Bilbao was like convinced him somehow to stay. But I personally think it has to do with the financial rules of Barcelona. They're still having money problems. That's not over yet. And I'm sure Barcelona wasn't trying to pay the whole fee. They're probably trying to do installment, right? And I don't think Atletico Bilbao wants to help their competitors with the installment, right? And that being said, also, I think somebody got into Williams' ears, told him that, like, hey, man, these guys are broke, first of all. And second of all, who knows if you're going to be registered? Do you really want to deal with that? Also, it could be the fact that he doesn't want to get out of his comfort zone. He's very comfortable, just like his brother. Maybe he just wants to finish his, career there. Most of these guys love Bilbao and they want to finish their career there. Maybe that's the case for him as well. I personally think it's a big mistake for him. He should have left. He should have get out of his comfort zone if he really want to be considered one of the best in the world. So now it's just like, is gonna be another waste of talent at Atletico Bilbao? He said he wants to be part of the Champions League. We'll see, dude. We'll see. For me, I think it's fine that we missed Nico William. We got Rashford. So this is another one that people are, at first, you're like, why would we need Rashford, right? And I still stand on the fact that we don't need Rashford. But if it's on a loan, it's perfect. It is perfect, right? We need a backup for Rafinha. We need a backup for Lemar. I know we have Omo. Omo always gets hurt. And then we have Gabby. But Gabby is not really a left wing or a right winger, right? He's more of a central midfielder. So really, Rashford makes sense. Fernando Torres is also great, but he's great up front, right? He's great up front to replace Lewandowski. So this is a good, solid backup for Rafinha, in my opinion, right? I don't think Rashford is going to take over for Rafinha. I think Rafinha is still a better player. And this is also good for Rashford, a player who needs to really reinvent himself. I mean, this is his last chance. He got the dream, okay? Think about the players in the past who came to Barcelona when their career is at the lowest. They come to Barcelona for a low price, and they reinvent themselves. He has, 2 years left in his contract for Manchester United. So if he really performs this year, there's a chance that we could buy him for under 40 million. But realistically, I think he needs to go back. With his wages, it's just too much. But who knows? If he performs well, he could easily stay in Barcelona, right? And I think Rashford is a very talented player. He has the speed. He has the dribbling ability. Now, it's just that last touch of, does he have the precision? With Barcelona, it's all about how precision and technical you can be. This is a very technical team. So if he can really thrive here, if he can really thrive this season, he can thrive everywhere after that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rooting for him to really thrive. And then another player to really look out for this season is obviously Lemar. Lemar has just been if you watch the preseason games, he's been outstanding, right? This is a very much a big season for them. Last season, it ended with a very sour taste in all of our mouth, really, as a Barcelona fans. The fact that we missed going to the Champions League final the way we did, it was just not cool. Okay, it was not a good feeling at all. To the point that right after we were out, we started talking about PSG being the best team. Dembele now is definitely going to get the Ballon d'Or. I mean, it took Chelsea to humble PSG. Okay, it took Chelsea to be like, all right, let's just settle down. Okay, I mean, for 2 months we couldn't stop talking about how is this the best team we have seen in Europe. They won the Champions League for the first time, and it inflated everybody's perspective of PSG. We're calling their midfielders the best midfielders we haven't seen in a long time. We were just giving them all the praise until Chelsea, of all people, humbled them. Man, was I happy about that. I'm not going to lie. I was so satisfied to see that. I actually had a feeling Chelsea was going to win too, in the sense that the hype was just too much, right? The hype was just too much. The fact that they destroyed Real Madrid at the Club World Cup, everybody was like, yo, this is it. This is the team, all right? And I'm excited for this season simply, and I hope, okay? My dream is to play against PSG this team. Just to settle the fact that I still think Barcelona is the best team to beat in the Champions League, in La Liga as well. I still think we're the best team in the top 5 Europe League. I'm going to stand on that. Every competition Barcelona's in, I expect them to win it. Not just challenge it, but to actually win it, okay? All right, and another team we go to is Real Madrid. Real Madrid is also redefining themselves. You know, they got a great deal from Liverpool with Trent Alexander. They got Trent Alexander for free. Trent Alexander is one of the best right backs in the world, and they got him for free. So Real Madrid is doing their great investment as they always do. They make great transfer. I mean, they find players who are running their contract, and they make an agreement with them ahead of time. Most players care about the Champions League very much. And if you really care about the Champions League and you want a Champions League, your chances are more likely to get it if you go to Real Madrid. It kind of just makes sense. All these players that tend to go to Madrid, they're going there to win the Champions League, right? So Trent is one of those players who want to win a lot of trophies. I'm sure he dreamed of going to, Madrid. So he got it. So he got a free transfer, and it's very easy for Madrid to actually arrange these kind of deals, right? And another deal they got was Dean. I mean, this guy is also a new upcoming defender. He's a Spaniard, okay? And it's a central defender that Real Madrid really needed. So that was a win. And they also just got Alvaro Carreras from Benfica. Remember this guy? Barcelona played against him in the Champions League. He was amazing, okay? So Real Madrid is very serious about their defense. They reinforce them, okay? They have 3 really, really good defenders on the roster. And then on top of that, they have a new coach, Xabi Alonso. I mean, we all assume he was going to come here. All the talk has been going on. He's here. And the embarrassment they went through at the Club World Cup against PSG should motivate them to really be on top of their game this season. There's a whole talk about Rodri, if he's going to leave or not, because obviously at the front it's just becoming too hectic, right? Someone has to leave. Remember, we all saw this coming. I mean, it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. But when you have Vinicius, Mbappe, and you have Bellingham, you have too many stars. Eventually, one of them was going to get sour. One of them was going to get enough playing time. And Roger was the fault guy the whole season. So I think he's basically had enough. And he's good. He's a great player. Any team gets Rodri is going to be better for it. So the talk is that Liverpool might get him. I don't know. I don't think they will. I think Rodri is going to stay. I just can't imagine him going to any other club and thriving better than he's doing at Madrid. And if he leaves Madrid, for Madrid, it's a huge loss because this is very much a clutch player. And if Liverpool gets this guy, we should all be terrified. And another player for Real Madrid to really shine this season that we should all look out for is Goulart. Goulart, I mean, he's been waiting for Modric to just get out of here, right? Modric is out. He's basically the new Modric. And this is the season. He's been asking for playing time. The kid has been very patient. He's extremely talented. I can see him being a starter this season, right? This is a season for him, make it or break it. Because if he doesn't perform in the first half of the season, Madrid is not going to wait along and wait for you to really get into your groove, right? They will get another player immediately. They might not sell him, but they want performance. This club is a club that if you're not performing, we got another guy right behind you, and they're really good at that. Let's go to Premier League real quick because Liverpool is out here just cashing out. This is a team that talked about how modern they are about their spending. For years they're like, we don't even need to spend that much money. I guess all of that is out the door. They're here to compete. They're sick of Manchester City winning the league year after year. They want to have their run now. They're spending money like City did, a few years ago. Liverpool just won the Premier League, and I think their move is to make sure they keep this dominance for the next few years. Salah is at peak right now, and he needs players underneath him to really perform as well as he does. They sold Diaz to Bayern. Whatever. I'm not even going to really get to it. At some point, we thought Barcelona was going to get Diaz, but obviously Liverpool, the price tag was just way too much. But Bayern apparently is like, yeah, we'll take it. It's worth it. So good luck to that. And the placements they got, I mean, this is a transfer window where Liverpool wanted a player so bad, they paid his parents, not the player, his parents, $8 million just to secure this deal. I'm talking about Florian Wirtz. They paid $125 million for the transfer and add-ons as well. Okay? And you thought that was crazy. We were like, yo, this is crazy. I can't believe Liverpool is out here cashing out like that. And you thought that was enough. They weren't done. They got the second highest transfer for the window as well. They got Hugo Ekitike as well. I mean, they're out here. Nunez is leaving. I mean, he's almost out. He's going to Saudi Arabia. And then for Trent, right? You got to get a replacement, someone who's just not a defender-minded, also attacking-minded as well as a right back. They got Jeremy Fjumberg. I mean, Liverpool is stacked. And then they also have this talented kid that came out of nowhere, that came from their academy. Rio Numaha. The kid is very talented. I don't know how much playing time he's going to get, though, with all these transfers that just came in, right? But again, they have the depth. I mean, they have two teams at this point, and they're pretty much serious about competing for all competition next season as well. So they're going to be very competitive. I mean, they spend more than Chelsea this transfer window. Oh, and Liverpool is actually not done yet, and they're still trying to get Isak from Newcastle, to the point that Isak is out here protesting. He's not showing up to train at Newcastle because he also wants to go to Liverpool. I just don't understand. Where's the space? Where's the space? And they're willing to cash out again. Over $100 million. They're trying to cash out. And Newcastle is trying to do everything they can to try to sabotage this transfer. But really, I think they should just let the player go. If this guy is already not showing up, what does that do to the morale of the team, right? Just let him go. Take the money and spend it somewhere else. But the guy is very much keyed on not being at Newcastle next season. He sees the project that's going on in Liverpool, who's trying to create a super team over here, and just let him go. Let him go. But again, the spending that Liverpool is doing, they really mean serious business. If they don't win the Premier League next season, it would be a huge failure. And I truly expect them to win the Premier League next season. I don't know who can compete with them with all these players. I don't even know how these players are going to get along with each other, to be honest with you. These are too many superstars. But we will see. We will see how Liverpool does. Now going to Manchester United. Manchester United is finished in the bottom half of last season, right? So a lot of players who are coming up are not really inclined to really go to Manchester United. We know the drama that goes there. We know the players go there to really die, as they would say, right? So for them, their choices are hunting for players in the, B League clubs. That's kind of the players they can get. But is that going to work out? I don't even know. Are these players good enough? We'll find out. We'll find out next season. So Manchester United got Brian Mbeumo, Mateus Cunha. Anthony's coming back as well. Sanchez coming back. Some of the players they had last season, they were still new to it, but they should be settled this season as well. Some of the players are coming back from injury as well. I mean, they're looking very decent this season, but we'll see if these transfer are really going to help them. And they're not done yet. They still have more to do in the transfer window. And Are these good transfers? I don't know. These players to me seem very average players. They don't seem like eye-watering kind of players. And then going to Manchester City. I mean, Manchester City hasn't done too much buying this transfer window simply because they have bought too many players during the winter. I mean, last year they were just buying players, right? So for them, their team is pretty much set, and they're just trying to get their team acclimated to the new system, right? They just really the biggest transfer Manchester City done is that Pep got club right hand man, right? So his coach assistant now is a guy who knows a lot about how to beat Manchester City. During club's Liverpool, Manchester City, that was their only challenge. Like whenever they played against that Liverpool, you knew it was going to be very much equal. You didn't know which way the game went. And most of those tactics involved with this, club's right-hand man. Now he's at Manchester City. So I just imagine this is really going to boost their technical ability and just how to deal with other teams, especially a team like Liverpool, right? That's the best transfer they've done this window, I would say. But other than that, there's not been too much movement for them. And they don't need it. I mean, they have too many players. They have to get rid of players, really. The good news for them is Rodri's back, Ryan Cherky. So they got these guys. I mean, they're looking pretty solid. They have very much talented players. I think these are players who just needed more time from last season that they should be able to perform this season, in my opinion. So this is going to be another team that clearly should challenge for the Champions League and the Premier League. But is Liverpool going to do it? Is Liverpool going to let the Manchester United dominance continue? I don't think so. I think we might be in a new era where Liverpool realize that they need to spend as much as City spends if they really want to keep their dominance lasting longer than just one season. You get what I'm saying? And we'll see where that goes. And then we're going to go to PSG. PSG hasn't done too much transfer. There's a lot of talk about, are they going to sell their goalkeeper? I don't think they're going to sell their goalkeeper. I think they're going to cave. He's going to get paid. And how are they going to look this season? This season would be more defining for them if they can continue the dominance they had last season. They're obviously going to be dominant in French league, right? Simply because they're the best team. Everybody else is broke. They're the richest team there. They're buying everybody's players. It's just them. They'll win the league. Is that can they come and recreate what they have done last season in the Champions League? That really what would matter, And obviously they have wonderful players, and I'm sure it left a really sore taste in their mouth the way they got beat by, of all team, Chelsea, right? If they would have won Club World Cup, they would have had 7 trophies. They would have been the first time. So they already made history by winning the Champions League for the first time in the club history. This would have been such an icing on the cake that this was something that it would be a hard thing to break for their history. But they didn't do it. I think they needed a round 2 to just get that taste out of their mouth, I would say. And is this going to affect them? Like that big loss, is that going to affect them coming into the Champions League next season? I don't know. We'll see. And then in Bayern, the biggest transfer they have done is Luis Diaz and Jonathan Tah. But I think those two were already... And another horrible thing happened to Jamal Musa. Remember the horrible accident with him, again, playing against PSG in the World Cup? He just came back from injury, and then he just went into another horrible injury. It's very sad. The kid is extremely talented. He just cannot get a break. He just got hurt, and he just got hurt again. So he's going to be out for a while, and I think this is really, he will harm, obviously, his confidence. And same for Bayern, because he's the best player in Bayern at this point, right? Sané left, that's why Diaz came into the play. But, Bayern's looking pretty same, I would say. Like, the stuff they replace, it's equal to what they have lost. That's what I would say. So, I expect them to win Bundesliga this season again. Bayern Leverkusen sold their top players. And Dortmund, I don't think Dortmund has done much of a transfer other than getting Bellingham's brother, right? They got him. The kid, very talented again. But I don't know if this is going to make much of a difference from the team they had last season. They look about the same. Lastly, going to the Serie A. With Serie A, you have Inter Milan, who they got hammered in the Champions League 5-0 last season. And I think that bad taste was in their mouth even going to the Club World Cup. And you can see that residue from the Champions League as they were playing, because they just didn't look like team that were hungry enough to win it. And they got out, and there were some beef going on between the players because there was players who were not unsure if they were going to stay or not because they got a new coach. Their old coach left, but it seems like everybody's staying. They're all in a good grace. No one's leaving. It looked like they haven't done too much in this transfer window. I think they're just going to stay with the same group. Really, they were just kind of hoping they didn't lose any players, and they didn't lose any players, so they should be fine for this season. And we'll see if they can get that sour taste out their mouth. I mean, they didn't win the league. They didn't win anything. So it was just a bad season for them. They were the second place. They were almost there, but they never made it really. So that was just, I feel bad for them on that. And then another giant that's coming from Serie A is Napoli, right? Napoli has Conte as a coach, and Conte, we all know, he's very much a respected and decorated coach, and he's been outstanding. I mean, he's been the transfer for this whole team. He got Lukaku in there. He got Scott McTominay. He revised his career, and now he got Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, so Napoli is looking really good, in my opinion, right? So we'll see how Napoli performs. They won last season. Can they continue their dominance? They should be able to keep their dominance in Serie A, simply because they didn't lose anybody. They just got more reinforcement, right? So anyway, that's that. So these are my prediction for this season. For La Liga, I expect Barcelona to win the La Liga, no doubt about it. And for the Premier League, I think Liverpool has this on the bag. They should. And for Serie A, man, I still feel like Napoli can really perform. I'm going to stick with Inter Milan, though. I'm going to stick with Inter Milan. I feel like they can really wake up. That's what I will say. They can really wake up this season. But I don't know, man. It could be Napoli, too. I'm not sure about that one, I'll say. Well, I have to wait on it. But since I have to pick right now and we can revise it in the middle of the season, I would say Inter Milan. I'm going to stick with Inter Milan. And then if we go to the French league, is going to be PSG. There's no doubt about it. And then the Bundesliga is going to be Bayern. Yeah. So those are my prediction. Oh, a team that we didn't talk about is Arsenal. I don't know. I don't think they're competing for the Premier League this season, in my opinion. Yeah. Anyway, that's it.